Hello, Cornelius.
Hello, Bukit.
I'm so glad that we make this meeting happen today. I'm here with Özge as well, and we are since a year building the bridge between possibility management and Turkey. And just to share with the people that I have been in possibility management, ETB and lab training last year in Portugal. And from then, since a year, I'm translating Sparks documents and doing anger and fear work. And I'm totally into possibility management world. And today I'm here to represent actually the probable participants for the ETB that is going to happen in December in Turkey, and ask some questions because it's completely new and people, they don't know what is possibility management. And as you are one of the trainer of the Expand the Box training, and we decided to invite you here to ask those questions. And before to go to those questions, I want to also give word to Özge if she wants to say something about herself.
Hi, Cornelius. Welcome, first of all.
Hello, Özge.
Hi, I am interested in PM for a while, and I get into that game world with Bukit. But it's my first time for getting the ETB training. So I will be here with a rather different eye as a non-participant yet.
Yeah.
And I will have some questions to you as well. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same for me. Thank you.
So we heard actually a legend that people discover possibility management for a reason. And not everyone comes to know about possibility management. So this is a legend. And my question is, like, first question for you, to when and how did you discover possibility management, and what did it change in your life? Could you share with us your legend with the possibility management?
I don't know really if that is a legend, but I can tell you how it happened. It was 2000, I think, 10. And I was relatively fresh. No, that's not true. I was already a couple of years together with my then partner, but I had a lot of contact to my ex-wife. She was still doing my bookkeeping, and she discovered possibility management. And she was often in my new house, so to speak, and she couldn't keep quiet. So she was really annoying about possibility management until we finally decided, okay, we're going to give that for ourselves, for this little new kind of family, as a present, I think, for Easter or Christmas, I don't know. But my former partner and me and my smaller son and her daughter, we all four went to the first ETB. This is how it happened, and it was scary to me, kind of, because, you know, I was not so much into feelings, and there were a couple exercises that are have to do with feelings, and so it was not so very easy. But the difference to other trainings that I had was, it was less pleasant for me personally, but it had a long effect after that. I have been before on many nice seminars or workshops. They have been so cool and I was so uplifted, but like a week later or 14 days later, more or less, the all-day life ran over me and I had no more time to deepen everything. And so this training really made a deep impact. And then we had little gatherings every other week with other participants that lived nearby. And so we were practicing a little bit, and I think after 5 months or so, we decided to make a lab. And there then was really some transformation that I can say, you know, like the example I always bring is finally I could believe my partner that if she says yes, it is a yes. And if she says no, it's a no. I could trust that now because I knew she's responsible for herself, and this was a totally different thing. Also, the way we talked to each other was way more daring. Like we took a bigger risk when we talked to each other. We were checking in with the feelings, and so there was way more understanding. So that's why I kept on doing it. And of course, also for myself, I got more ground under my feet. I was more centered. I got my access to my feelings back. All of a sudden, I really knew what fear is and what anger is, like, you know, from 0 to very high percentages. And I could kind of produce that inside of myself as I wished. So for certain purposes, like if I wanted to create more intimacy, then I would use a different feeling that if I wanted to be very attentive or clear, there you would use, for example, fear. But if we talk about fear, we always think scared, you know, but there are other qualities to fear and also to sadness and anger and joy. So I really got that. And then it probably fell onto good ground because I have been interested in psychological and spiritual things all my life. And so I went on, and finally I was invited into a trainer lab, and that's how it went. So I didn't particularly wanted to become a trainer. It just so happened, and then I saw that it does good and that I'm able to deliver it, which I never thought that this would be possible. I thought this is Clinton, only he can do that, you know. And then I saw I'm also having some impact. And so I went on doing it. And here I am now. It's the year 2021. I have made many ETBs. I have given some labs or many labs meanwhile, and also trainer trainings. So yeah, this is how it happened because of my ex-wife.
So it's all her fault then, why you are here.
Yeah.
And as you are a trainer today, when people who doesn't know nothing about PM, what do you say? Like now, while we were describing, you spoke about the way your partner was like answering like with clear yes and no, and connecting with the feelings. So what is PM? Is it just about the feelings, or what is it really?
I tend to say PM is everything that works, at least for me. So if I find something that I don't get connection to, or that is not really something that excites me, then I don't use it. Or also, I would say all the other trainers, if we find something better, then we kick the old stuff. So it's the constant search for finding better maps, finding better words, finding better ways to enter, for example, these spaces where you have trauma in your body. Okay, so if we find something that works better than what we have found so far, then I'm pretty sure we will use that. So to me, possibility management is all these life hacks and psychological hacks that work pretty good. Like in all day life, you can really use it. It's the stuff that works. That would be my short answer to that. And then it's about feelings. It's about what means responsibility. Like understanding and distinguishing these games that we play, being a victim and a rescuer and a perpetrator. If you understand that, so much more getting so much more easy to understand yourself. Oh, I'm doing this thing right now. And also with somebody else, oh, they are playing that game now. Okay, how can we deal with that? Do we talk? Do we go together on a meta level from where we both look at it and say, do we want that in this conversation? Or maybe you cannot go with somebody on that meta level, then you will have understanding for where they are and find a way how you can access them and be creative in the communication so that something good is coming out for the benefit of everybody. And then, of course, feelings. A lot I learned about communication. So if you have some communication skills, I mean, this makes such a big difference. Like if you don't get confrontative or confronting, you know, if you can sit with something, if you can receive feedback, if you can say thank you for what you said, let me sit with it a while. You don't need to oppose it and then get the other energy and, you know, all these things that cost so much time and so much money in business, in relationship, in marriage with the children. So much is not necessary if you understand a few things, you know. So that is a big part of it. Yeah, how to master your feelings, your thoughts, your attention, because everything follows the attention. So it's very important where you have your attention being centered. That's a very big part of the whole thing. And probably I forgot a couple of it. So, but these are, if it was only that what I said right now, it would be already so valuable.
Yeah.
To me, it was, and that's really the only reason why I'm doing that, because I have a good other job, and yeah, and this is something that has helped me so much, that is out of my appreciation to possibility management that I'm practicing as a trainer.
And even also, like, why we are speaking about all of this, and there are people here curious to know what is it about, actually why they come, like why they, it's not that why they should come, but what I see even today, especially in Turkey, people are really looking for spaces where they can really connect with themselves. It's mostly about the trainings, like how to get new communication skills and how to heal traumas. And there are so many different tools and names actually here. And why they should come to possibility management? What would be the call for them? Like, who would be part of this call?
Well, you know, also there I can only talk from myself. So if you would ask me, why would I do that now that I know it and everything, but why would I now start the whole thing? To me, it would be a question of freedom. Because, you know, we get born in a family, and then they mean, in the best case, they mean everything for our best. Okay, they explain us everything, they train us, Partly they don't want us that we annoy them, partly they don't want us that we annoy other people, partly they really want us to be successful. So they kind of try to squeeze us in some kind of shape, probably wanting to leave us as much as possible freedom, but it is quite some information that they put on us. And through this information that we got as children, combined with the experiences we made, like a dog biting us, or we falling from a bicycle, or and how we recovered from it, you know, like you could be bitten, but then the dog was very nice, or you can be bitten and it gets complicated with a wound and you'll be long time in the hospital. So like the mindset that you got from your parents, in addition to what happens, in addition to what you make out of it, this is all the thing which with we walk through life. And it is actually the pattern or the program is not changing. It's like still we are processing everything in that way, how we have learned it as children. So we still have voices in our head where maybe somebody said, you will never make it, or you cannot sing, or I would have made voices in myself, I have to do everything by myself, or I am not valuable, or nobody loves me, or all these kinds of things, you know, all these voices, all these informations and everything. This is, so to speak, our box with which we walk through life and through which we solve our problems. And this box is quite a prison. So it allows us only to see so and so much. It's like if you look through such a thing here, you have only a very little part of the whole that you can see right now, right? And maybe you have two, then you can see a little bit more. But from the whole possibilities that we have out here, we can only see those that our box allows us to see. So if we get cracks into this box and little holes, the more we can see of all possibilities that really exist. And an example could be if you look for a new car and you decide, oh, I want to have these BMW something, and then all of a sudden you see all these cars. This is because your filter has changed a little bit. And so also the filter, this thing, this box, it constantly wants to prove us that it is right, to show that we need it. So to understand that I have responsibility for what I expect, to understand that I have responsibility for what's going on in my head, how I think, with what I think, with which thoughtware or software, so to speak, that I can change that. If I understand that I can change that, then I have responsibility to also do it. So to me, this is so incredible, opening up freedom. If I get access to so much more possibilities, that this would be my main factor, to have more paths that I can go, that I have more choice, that I have more freedom. Then yeah, that would be probably one of my biggest points about possibility management. It's really a freeing thing for me.
So it is somehow also for those who are looking for a different kind of freedom, because even the term of freedom today, when we discuss what is it really, and now I want to give a bit space to Özge, because Özge is she's in the possibility management work a little bit, but she has never done ETB. So I don't have the same question that she can ask, because I have maybe answers already, but I want to hear her questions to you. What would be, as a person who has never done ETB, and she's gonna attend the ETB in Turkey. And Özge, would you ask your questions to Cornelius as a participant who will be in December?
I have my questions, and first I want to express my excitement about hearing both freedom and responsibility in the same sentence, because it's like the freedom of being responsible. And I am so glad that I will be in the training. My first question is gonna be about what I heard. I was hearing about thoughtware, that's kind of software that we produce our thoughts, our beliefs, our expectations, and it's like upgrading it. Is the ETB about that intellectual process, or does it have some kind of emotional process in transformation?
So you could say the ETB is probably 20 to 25% for the mind. I mean, you get a lot of distinctions, and the rest is exercises. And these exercises, you cannot escape the emotional impact that it has. So you are sitting in front of some other human being, and some of these people, they have never even ever to their own spouses talked so authentic as they then speak, for example, in such a training. So, and that's very emotional. And yeah, it's so to speak, you can say the ETB is the basic training so that you can understand what we are talking about and what we are practicing in the labs. And also there are already many exercises that we do there. But it is kind of, if we talk about the box or this and that, I don't want to put out all the names, but you have to kind of find a language that doesn't only use all these worn out terms. And then if you understand them, or you at least you have a clue about what it is, then in the lab, you can figure out, is that true for me? I want to inquire that deeper, for example, and figure out what I can do with that, because it's different for everybody.
Thank you. And also we are gonna have not lab, but some kind of deepening in ETB.
As you wish.
Is it gonna be more exercises in those 2 days?
Yes.
Great. I feel more excited. Okay. My second question is about tools that you have talked about. Are those tools the tools that the coaches are using on us, or those tools are for us to use on ourselves? Because I'm interested in using methods or some thoughts, some feeling processes or emotion processes in my everyday life. It's like what you have said in the beginning. Some trainings are having great experiences at the time, but after a while, you are finding yourself in everyday life and lost, and all at the start, all at the beginning.
Mm. So exactly what is the question?
My question was about the tools in the ETB that's...
Okay. So the tools, I mean, we have some tools, but they are the tools that we teach to you. So we do not have some tools that we hold back, but of course you cannot eat everything in the first moment. So we're trying to give them away and they are building up on each other also. So, but the tools are for you. And we are practicing this stuff. And then, of course, the more you practice for yourself, the more automatic, without thinking or like consciously doing the things, it gets. It's like you can integrate it like a second nature. If it helps you, I mean, you figure it out if that tool helps you, and then you can use it. And the tools can be distinctions, so that you say, okay, before this thing looked like one thing, but now I see actually these are two. Like you can look at the human and say, this is a human, or you can say, okay, there are some, they have this sex, and there are some who have that sex. And then maybe after a couple of 100 or 1,000 years, then you find out, oh, there are even more sexes, for example. So, and then you have these distinctions. And there are many distinctions about things that our normal culture is not talking about, but they help a lot in understanding the actions and behaviors of yourself and other people. And then there are simple tools, how you can center yourself, how you can get more attention, how you can wake up more often in your all-day life, because we are a lot asleep, you know, and such things. And these are like almost like actual tools, but they are more thoughtware tools or software kind of tools.
Thank you.
They are for you, and it's not that we apply something on you, but we say you can try this, and this would be the explanation why we suggest it and how it works, and then you can try it and figure out for yourself if that is helpful for you or not.
Maybe in the question of Özge, I don't know, I was hearing also this part where I have experience in the Expand the Box as well. There might be people who are already coaching other people. Expand the Box also space for people who are already doing coaching.
I didn't understand that really. So
okay, I can make it differently. Like this is a question that I had from someone who is already coaching. Like his work is coach people in different fields, and he asked me, okay, I am already a coach, and if I come there, I know that I will get something for myself, but is it a space also that I can get things to use during my coaching? Am I gonna practice also something as a like a playing a role of coach there? This was somehow if it is a call for them as well.
Yes. So the answer is yes. It's first of all, it's most probably also good if you are already a coach to go to an ETB, because it's a totally different approach. And then secondly, in the ETB already, we are practicing to be the one I work on, and also to be the one to help somebody else to work on themselves. So in many exercises, we are playing the role of a coach or a consultant or somebody who gives feedback. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And this is the last question, then I want to give the space to people who are here and if they have their question. So I hope there are people who really wants to come to ETB and who are already deciding and giving this yes to the call of ETB, Expand the Box in Turkey. And what do you propose about how they can prepare themselves to the training? Because somehow I had last year before to go to Expand the Box in Portugal to prepare myself with the money relationship. So it just came from Aunt Chloe, and she told me, do you want to prepare yourself? Then start with the list of 127 way of earning money and make your money for the training. Then you already start preparing. So do you have anything to share with the people how what they could do before coming as a preparation?
Well, so this is actually two questions, if I understand it right, like general, how could you prepare? I don't really see how you would have to prepare yourself for the ETB, like maybe you could read one of the books or just be curious or open-minded. So, but really, if you do the step to come to an ETB and also pay this money and invest your time into that, I would say you are already so prepared that there is nothing else to do. At least I couldn't think about anything. And then concerning if you have money issues, I mean, it would not be only necessary for the ETB to work on these money issues. I mean, this is something that is good for your life if you work on your money issues. So, I'm pretty sure that I could provide a lot of insights about money issues. Like I was in my former life, so to speak, I was a financial planner. And I have gone through some major downfalls. So I know what it means to rub with your nose on the ground and be pulled underneath the ship. So I know all these terrible things that can happen to you financially. And I got out of it. And one of my, can I say, bright principles or something that I feel like I'm not gonna let that happen in my space is scarcity. So because there is so much abundance and I see it so clear. So if you come into my space, there's simply abundance, and we can talk about these possibilities. If your question is that I give you now ideas of how you can make money, probably that would not be so very helpful, because I would need to know who are you, in which context do you live, do you have children? Because if I give you advice of investing money and you have no money, or that takes up all your time and then you cannot take care of your child, that would not be of help. So I think everybody might need some other help about that. But I can promise you, if somebody comes and asks me, like in the training, and there will be time where we can also have some talk on the side, I'm really happy to share about what my experiences are with being poor and being rich, and what abundance means. And like, you really only need to open your eyes and you see the abundance. You know, there's enough of everything. So yeah, I don't know if that really answered your question, but
answer and more. Actually, I'm really glad to hear your answer, and also the possibility that you are giving for those who really have this question. So yes, you did it. You answered to my question. Thank you so much. I have finished my questions. These were the most present and also heard from other people. So I was somehow representing other people's question. And I want to ask to all of you here, if you have any question to ask to Cornelius right now, this is the space for it.
Buket, maybe in this moment you can ask people if they have permission to share this video with other people, because there are some people who can't be here and they want to see the video, but
I did it in the beginning.
here.
Yeah, I share with the people. So I told people if they don't feel okay, they could just turn off their video. So thank you for reminding.
Özgür gave the permission, huh?
So
maybe I can ask some questions. Thank you, Cornelius, for your explanation. First of all, I'm totally new to that area. Would you clarify what's the positioning of possibility management and expand the box? So expand the box is the umbrella. I couldn't catch the real positioning of those two concepts. Maybe it's better if you can clarify. Also, my second question. So what is the sources that this training has been created based on, something like you are talking about some NLP type of thing or transactional analysis? So what kind of sources we have poured into that training? Thank you very much.
Okay. So possibility management, you can say this is the game world or the school. It's the knowledge and also the way to teach it, and maybe or it should be the way you live. So it is I would say the best you could say possibility management is the umbrella, and the expand the box is the basic training. This is with which you start. This gives you already so many distinctions. I think we have like 40 maps, like where we paint distinctions and stuff. And it is just that what you need to have in order to go deeper if you so wish. So that is the first question. And then the second question, as I said at the beginning, it's everything that works. And yes, there is stuff of transactional therapy and many other things is in there. And most of things that we have kind of imported in that, we found out that that you could go even further with some more distinctions and clarify, like, for example, the 4 feelings. I don't know how deep it has been painted out that every feeling has a intensity between 0 and 100%, and that there are responsible, that you can have responsible feelings and irresponsible feelings. Like there are still, this is not only the 4 feelings, but also distinction irresponsible and irresponsible, and also the intensity of it and how the mechanisms work. I give you a little explanation. Like if you are in a space and somebody is coming nearer and nearer, maybe with their back or frontal, and they seem to not have a good feeling for how near they can come to you, right? So then you can say, it's getting uncomfortable, and maybe you move away and this guy is coming after you, not even wanting anything bad, or you're just not so quite sure. And if that happens for a while and this person is then talking to you, but really being way too near, it could happen that your anger raises in your system. And maybe it's even first your fear that raises and then your anger raises. And because we have learned to keep our feelings down, we might not react. And we might not even really feel it as anger or fear. we're just uncomfortable. And maybe we do not even feel that because we're so numb, but we're just, maybe we're getting grumpy or something. And at some time, all of a sudden we explode and say, get out of here, or leave me alone or something. So if you have consciousness about the 4 feelings, and also if you train yourself to feel them from 0 to 100%, then you might even sense this person as this person enters the room, because you are so aware of everything that's going on around you. And then if your fear tells you, which is part of the awareness, because this is a quality of fear, to be awake and aware, then the fear might tell to you, okay, we need a little bit of anger in order to do something about it. And even if you get off a chair, you need to generate a little bit of anger inside of yourself to get the power to get out of the chair. So this is not what we would call anger, but it's in the same quality, but a very low quantity. And so these things are playing very fine together. And some of them are, as you said already, and I said, they come from other schools, and then we made some changes about it, or something that fits better, or we can explain things better about it. So, and there are a lot of things out there that that are not yet, so to speak, part of possibility management, but to me, they are. And of course, you cannot call everything possibility management, but as the Cornelius definition is everything that works, that's so easy for me. So I will take everything that works into my work to help people to understand themselves better, and understand me better, and understand life better.
Thank you very much, Cornelius.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions? If your heart is beating and your English is not enough to ask, I can give my support as well.
Yet you ask all the questions in my mind.
You don't have any other question? Wow. Okay, then. I really thank you, Cornelius, for being here and for answering all those questions from your heart, from your bright principles. And I'm really looking forward to have you here in December with a great number of people. And yeah, I'm really thankful. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And I'm really very excited to come to Turkey. I have been there twice. And I had a lot of connection with Turkish friends at my university. And since then, no more so much. I mean, some customers were Turkish, but so I'm really happy to reconnect. I was just last week, we had a training in Poland, and I only was in Poland 2 times very briefly, and I had no contact really to the people, and also not very much in Germany, but not only me, but also my co-trainer, or my co-trainer. We totally fell in love with these people. So I'm willing to fall in love with the Turkish people. So I'm really very excited. I hope it will be very nice for those who attend the ETB.
Yeah, through this video already, we are going to plan that people can fall in love with you and then come to the Expand the Box training. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night and a good week and a good weekend.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.